Part 4. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 31. These videos must be deleted. The director stood up, took a cigarette out of the cigarette case, and threw it in front of the bald manager. The bald manager caught the cigarette and was about to light it when he was reminded. "No smoking in my office." The bald manager hurriedly put the cigarette to his ear. The director lit a cigarette, blew out a smoke ring, and said confidently, "Xiao Yu, let me ask you, do our human race lack a third-level soldier?" "No shortage." "Yes, this mysterious genius, whether he is a third-level warrior or a third-level warrior, so what if he is a ninth-level warrior? To reverse the situation of the war, it is definitely not something that one or two war kings can do, it requires a higher-level powerhouse." Having said this, the director's expression darkened a little. At his peak, he also possessed the strength of a war king, fighting through life and death on the battlefield and killing enemies wantonly. But after being seriously injured, he was no longer as heroic as before, and could only retreat to the second line and take charge of some logistics work. It is precisely because he once stood high enough that the director has a broader vision and a more transparent way of looking at problems. Hit the nail on the head and penetrate deeply. The director continued. This mysterious genius is still very weak in combat power and has a long way to go. If we pay too much attention to him too early, we will only encourage him, which is a disaster rather than a blessing. We only need to know that he is a genius of the human race, and that is enough. As for how far he can go, it depends on him. Yes, but... the bald manager subconsciously retorted. But if we can find him and provide him with more resources, wouldn't it make him grow faster? Normally, that's the case, but you overlooked a very important point. A sly smile appeared on the director's face, and he said meaningfully, "Remember carefully, the group of young people with extraordinary backgrounds you mentioned earlier, guys who are difficult to get along with. Did they gather a crowd to cause trouble and force you to delete the video?" Yes. Because the video was deleted and the genius chose the lone wolf camp, you can't find any information, right? Exactly. The bald manager kept nodding, as if he had thought of something. Could it be that? Is everything really a coincidence? Have you never thought that the mysterious genius might be hidden among these young people? Hiss. The bald manager took a deep breath and felt a chill running through his body. Actually, is this actually the case? Under the director's reasoning, the truth was perfectly restored. This is a big game. The bald manager couldn't help but sigh. What a thoughtful genius. The trees are hidden in the forest, and the rocks are hidden in the mountains. In other words, this genius doesn't want to expose his strength and true identity at all. The director said confidently. He must come from the king of war or even the god of war family, and his own resources are enough to meet the needs of growth. At the same time, if he shows too much talent and strength, he will put himself in a more dangerous situation. The bald manager was completely convinced. The director's analysis was impeccable and he couldn't find any loopholes at all. Since he doesn't want to reveal his identity, there must be his reasons. Finally, the director sealed the coffin and said, "We helped him make a backup copy of other videos on the hard drive and delete them on the cloud. The hard drive was turned in along with the report on the incident. Just leave the rest to the higher level departments." "Good morning, Director." The bald manager nodded in praise and asked doubtfully, "Which department is generally responsible for this kind of thing?" "Don't ask what you shouldn't ask." The director stood in front of the window and put out the cigarette butt. His slightly thin lips wriggled a few times, but he did not say the name after all. Now that human warriors can choose the lone wolf camp, they can grow up alone in the darkness. But how could it be possible to completely let them go and let them trek alone? No matter how lonely the wolf is, there will be a shadow. Shadow. Just thinking of these two words made the director's heart throb. The secret organization Shadow created by the strongest man protects Lone Wolf and watches silently. Just waiting for the birth of a new Wolf King. Shura, will he be the new Wolf King, the new most powerful person? No one can give an answer to this question, only time will tell. Ah, sneeze. Yabai sneezed. Who is thinking about me? He rubbed his eyes. There were so many tasks for a first-level soldier that Yabai was almost dazzled. Eventually, he had to narrow the scope of his mission. First-order soldier, Nanjiang City, today. After setting the filtering conditions, dozens of tasks were placed in front of Yabai. Assist the city defense department in conducting routine patrols for half a day, and you will be rewarded with 3,000 dragon coins. Assist the emergency support team of the city defense department for 1 day, and you will be rewarded with 5,000 dragon coins. Additional money will be added depending on the difficulty of a single emergency mission. Go to Nanjiang No. 3 Middle School to guide senior high school students in fighting. The time is 3 hours. The reward is 6,000 dragon coins. The delay is 2,500 dragon coins per hour. Yabai eliminated tasks that took too long. After all, he still had to go to school and could not spend the whole day performing tasks. Don't forget your own job. Don't accept any auxiliary or life-type tasks. In the end, there were only 3 tasks left for Yabai to choose from. 1. Cooperate with the city defense department to encircle and suppress the followers of the 4th demon cult. The opponent has light and heavy firepower, 3 first-level soldiers, and the action time is uncertain. The reward is 15,000 dragon coins. Each time a soldier is killed, the reward is 50,000 dragon coins. 2. Track down the missing member of the 4th demon cult Lianzhang, provide clues and reward 20,000 dragon coins, 50,000 dragon coins for the corpse, and 100,000 dragon coins for capturing him alive. 3. Cooperate with the city defense department to hunt down the followers of the 4th demon cult, and be responsible for the defense of a certain area. The time is undetermined. The reward is 30,000 dragon coins. Killing the opponent will reward 200,000 dragon coins. These 3 missions all have the opportunity to fight, and they also allow me to test the results of this period of time. Among the 3 tasks, the first task was first eliminated by Yabai. The time of their operation was most likely during the day, and Yabai was still busy at school at that time. At the same time, it is necessary to cooperate with the city defense department to hide Yabai's identity, which is not good news. Yabai's eyes fell on Lian Zheng's name. This is a big fish. He stopped pretending and showed his cards. He is the son of the leader of the 4th demon sect. He's actually the leader's son? I can't afford to offend him, so leave. Yabai was ready to skip this choice. He has been baptized by the devil, but now he is seriously injured, his magic power is backlashed, he is paraplegic, he only has the strength of a second-level soldier, and there are no guards around him. Yabai narrowed his eyes slightly, feeling a little moved. As a second-level soldier, Yabai is indeed capable of fighting, and the opponent is the son of the leader. This identity alone is priceless. The leader of the 4th demon sect was seriously injured and was now running around. Today's 4th demon sect is in a state of confusion, and there is no strong guard even around the leader's son. While Yabai was still hesitating, a new prompt popped up. Lian Zheng possesses clues to trace the leader. The leader of the 4th demon sect. Yabai's eyes lit up. He had seen the other party's wanted notice before, and just for providing clues, he could get a sky-high price reward of at least 100,000 gold coins. Wealth and wealth are found in danger. What's more, in this battle, the enemy is in the open and Yabai is in the dark. If the situation is not right, Yabai can grease his feet and run away at any time. Low risk, high return. Yabai walked straight to the bar and looked at the young lady who was also wearing a mask. Hello, I would like to receive the task number New Jersey 154941DS. Okay, please wait a moment, the Lone Wolf medal is being scanned. The task is collected successfully. If completed within 7 days, you will receive the corresponding reward. If it is not completed within the time limit, it will be recorded in the file. The young lady's voice was very sweet and she bowed slightly to Yabai. I wish you will complete your mission as soon as possible and return triumphantly. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjaya Old Thief. Chapter 32. After receiving the mission, Yabai stayed in the wolf lair for a while, and was forced to withdraw until the Eternal Tower closed today. Back at his home, Yabai looked at the slightly bright sky outside the window and began to calculate the gains of this trip. The originally preset goals have been achieved, and the First Order Soldiers test has also passed. In Yabai's palm, the Lone Wolf medal lay quietly, like a beast waiting in the shadows. The biggest gain is the Forbidden Demon Compass, but it's a pity that the bloodline restrictions are too harsh. Thinking of this, Yabai took out the Trading Secret Realm Pass and took the initiative to contact the Goblin Brother. The other party responded almost instantly. Fourth brother, you want to lift the bloodline restrictions on special props. This thing is a bit tricky. Generally, we recommend handing it over to the Commander of Defense in exchange for corresponding rewards. Worried that Yabai would misunderstand, the Goblin Boy quickly explained. Situations like what you said, fourth brother, mostly happen with trophies in the Abyss Plane. It's very common. The group of monsters in the Abyss Plane are not stupid. The special props used in battle will have a layer of bloodline restrictions. In this way, even if we capture the special props, it will be useless to put them in our hands. Listening to the Goblin Boy's explanation, Yabai nodded in approval. Indeed, the Forbidden Demon Pass is exactly the same situation. The Goblin Boy continued. Of course, after so many years of dealing with each other, we also have ways to crack it. You can ask high-level experts to take action to break through the restrictions on items. I will send you the corresponding price list. Soon, Yabai received a price list. Below a level, crack 100,000 gold coins in a single time. SS level special props cost 1.2 million gold coins to crack for a single time. Why doesn't he grab it? 1.2 million gold coins completely gave up Yabai's idea of lifting the ban. Even if he sells the current Yabai, he still won't be able to collect 1.2 million gold coins. This price is a bit exaggerated, but it is already an internal discount price. The Goblin Boy anticipated Yabai's reaction and continued. Fourth brother, if you have an acquaintance in Lone Wolf, you can post tasks in the wolf lair. The cost there will be lower. The wolf's den? Yabai calculated that the pavilion of all things needed 1.2 million gold coins, and he only had 50,000 on hand. The gap was really too big. Even if the lone wolf in the wolf den is willing to give a preferential price, it will not be less than 1 million gold coins. Where can Yabai get 1 million gold coins? Do we really need to hand over the Forbidden Demon Comprehensive Disc to the Chief of Defense? Yabai knew in his heart that Mr. Xing Fang was always fair in his work. If he turned in the Forbidden Demon Compass, the reward he would receive would not be less than 1 million gold coins. However, the effect of Forbidden Demon Comprehensive Disc is far beyond this value. If there was any feasible way, Yabai would not choose to hand it over. The Goblin Brother sent another message. There is another way, but it has some risks and side effects. You can use special potions to temporarily transform into possessing demon blood, and then you can use special props. It's just that these medicines are controlled and their use is strictly controlled. Even Wanwu Pavilion requires real name registration to purchase. Moreover, the bloodline must be cleaned as soon as possible after use to prevent the human bloodline from being contaminated and eventually completely demonized. Looking at the long list of words, Yabai frowned. Isn't this side effect too great? In order to use the forbidden demon pass, he was forced to transform into a Turan. This picture was so beautiful that Yebai didn't dare to think about it. No Turan, no Turan. The pure Yebai rejected this last option. What's more, buying under a real name is something Yebai would never do. I'm worried about whether I can see the good things but not use them. This feeling. There was no other way, Yebai could only pack up and go out to school. Yebai has always been thinking about the forbidden demon clearance in his heart. 1 million gold coins, an astronomical figure without a doubt. Lian Zheng, can the son of the fourth leader bring him 1 million gold coins? Thinking of this, Yebai wrote Lian Zheng's name on the paper. Through the name, he could find out some information about the other party. Still in Nanjiang City, there are still no guards around. Yebai planned to get close to where Lian Zheng was hiding and take a closer look after school in the afternoon. If there was a chance to take it directly, Yebai would not hesitate to do it. If the idea is tricky, after collecting enough information, Yebai will make a report and give Lian Zheng a fatal report package. This operation is still a bit dangerous, so we need to make more preparations. Yebai is very clear-headed and always thinks carefully before taking action. Only by thinking more carefully can the plan go smoothly and ensure his own safety as much as possible. Thinking of this, Yebai sent a list to the Goblin Brother by trading secret realm passes. Healing potions, healing scrolls, some combat potions, defense scrolls, level 10 defense equipment. The item list is full of life-saving equipment and props. Since the level Yebai needs is too low, only level 10, the value of these things is not expensive, only 300 gold coins in total. It's really cheap. While feeling emotional, Yebai traded the secret realm pass and mailed 300 gold coins to the other party. Soon, the goblin boy prepared everything and mailed it back to Yebai. In this way, Yebai had a little more confidence in his actions this afternoon. However, the matter of forbidden demon Tongdish lingered in Yebai's heart like a thorn. As the son of the leader of the demon cult, Lian Zheng would definitely have a lot of special props, scrolls, and the like on hand even if he didn't have any guards around him. If a fight breaks out between the two sides, with the protection of the forbidden demon pass, Yebai's safety factor will be greatly improved. You know, this is reality, not the eternal tower. If you die here, just restart GG and reincarnate in place. There is no room for Yebai to be sloppy. Is there any way I can get someone to help me unlock the bloodline restrictions of Forbidden Demon Pass? In class, Yebai was absent-minded and thinking about this matter. Before get out of class ended, Yebai had an idea flash in his mind. I can help people identify equipment. The Eye of Insight can check the hidden entries of equipment without paying any price. I can charge a fee for identifying the equipment, or even exchange it directly, and let the other party help me unlock the restrictions of the Forbidden Magic Pass. Thinking of this, Yebai quickly ran into the bathroom, closed the door, and took out the Lone Wolf medal. The Lone Wolf medal can connect to satellites, has call functions, and has a Lone Wolf dedicated line. On the opposite side are professional personnel providing various services to Lone Wolf. Do. The call was quickly connected, and a clear and sweet female voice rang. Hello, how may I serve you? I want to post a, how should I say, mission. Bounty. Please describe the specific content and we will help you classify it. Okay, I need a lot of gold coins, or help me lift the bloodline restrictions on SS level special items. I understand your needs, what do you have in exchange? I can help people identify equipment. After thinking about it, Yebai added, including hidden entries. On the other side of the phone, the customer service attitude was very good and he said calmly. Okay, we have registered you here and have posted a message for you in the barter area. If you have any intention to leave a message, we will forward it to your voicemail box. Please check it in time. There are other things you can do help you. No, thank you. After hanging up the phone, Yebai rubbed his temples. I don't know if I can catch up. Time waits for no one. Wolf's Nest Forum, Barter Area, a new post is posted. Paid appraisal equipment, including hidden entries, price negotiable. As soon as this post was posted, it received over 1,000 views. Identifying hidden entries for equipment is something that only a blacksmith master can do. How much money and favors it would cost to hire a blacksmith master? Nowadays, some people are willing to pay for appraisal, and naturally they are sought after by countless people. However, when everyone clicked into the post to view the detailed information, they left in disappointment. What the hell, a first-level soldier dares to post this kind of post, he's trying to make money. Even if I, old Wang, starve to death and die outside, I will not let the first-order soldiers help me identify my equipment. The Wolf's Nest Forum is really getting worse every year. There are people for everyone. You take the fish and I'll ride the horse, do you understand? There was an overwhelming amount of ridicule, and no one wanted to believe that a first-level soldier could help people identify the hidden items of their equipment. Could it be that he still has the S-level talent sharp eyes? Everyone just thought it was someone fishing or blowing up fish ponds, and no one took this post seriously. Taito University, Women's Dormitory. A beautiful girl with messy hair was sitting in front of the computer with a sad face. I'm going to the Abyss plane for internship soon. I don't even have the equipment. What should I do? As usual, she browsed the posts on the Wolf's Nest forum to see if there was any chance of missing something. Soon, she saw a post that was very popular in terms of clicks/replies. Paid appraisal equipment, including hidden entries, price negotiable. Posts posted by first-order warriors are a waste of time. The beauty really wanted to close the post, so she clasped her lower lip with her teeth and looked a little hesitant. What if what he said is true? Try to contact me, it won't be a loss, if it's true. Thinking of this, the beautiful woman's lonely expression glowed with a strange brilliance, and she tapped on the keyboard to express her desire to have a date. After doing all this, she fell back on the bed, covered her face with her hands, and laughed at herself. Oh my God, look at what I've been forced into now. I actually put my hope in a first-order soldier. Forget it, let's treat a dead horse as a living horse, doctor. In Nanjiang No. 3 Middle School, Yebai was in class. The lone wolf medal in his pocket vibrated slightly. Any news? Yebai remained calm, raised his hand and said, "Teacher, I'm going to the toilet. If you dare to go to this class, don't come back." "Okay, thank you, teacher." "Teacher." Yebai slipped out of the back door, ran into the bathroom like the wind, took out the lone wolf medal, and checked the message. "Want to appraise the equipment?" "Yes, you can have an interview in the trading secret realm." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 33. The Eternal Tower, the Secret Realm of Trading. Two beautiful figures came online, one of them looked left and right, looking very strange. "This is the secret realm of trading, Lao Zhao, I'm already a junior and this is my first time here." The two are of similar height, both over 1.7 meters tall. One is on the thin side and has a slender figure, exuding youthful vitality. The woman known as Old Zhao has a plump figure, but she has a somewhat mature charm that is not commensurate with her age. She was obviously not very satisfied with the title Old Zhao and said, "Xiaoping, your sister Zhao stole the pass from home and brought you to the secret trading realm privately. Don't push yourself too far." Yes, sister Zhao is the best to me." Xiao Li, who is on the thin side, is named Li Xiaoping. As her name suggests, She is both underscore and underscore, and Sister Zhao often teases her about this. According to the course schedule of Taito University, junior students must go to the abyss for exploration and internship at the end of the semester. Within 3 days, a monster above level 5 warrior must be killed. Li Xiaoping wanted to get a more convenient staff before setting off, but she was stumped when choosing. Both weapons had hidden entries, and she couldn't decide which one was better. She only had enough money to buy one, so it was difficult to decide. Li Xiaoping saw someone posting a fee for appraisal on the Wolf Lair forum. By some strange combination of circumstances, she got in touch with the person and finally decided to meet in a secret trading place. For this reason, she also roped in her good sister, Zhao Meng, who was born in the Zhao family in the imperial capital. Sister Zhao, you can help me palm my eyes in a moment, so I can kill more and get a lower price. Having a price? Xiaoping, are you really stupid or pretending to be stupid? Zhao Meng said with disdain. First-level soldiers can help you identify equipment, and the only possibility is the S-level talent Sharp Eyes. This talent is extremely precious. Once discovered, even the King of War will treat him as a guest. Where is your turn to pick up the leaks? I see, he is probably a liar, just trying to make fun of you. Yes, but... Li Xiaoping was anxious, I can't help it. Besides, since he proposed to meet in the secret trading place, it means that he has some strength and background. If you want to enter the trading secret realm once, you have to pay a high price. Even Li Xiaoping feels pain. She could only turn to Zhao Meng and let him lead her into the secret realm of trading. After listening to Li Xiaoping's words, Zhao Meng nodded in response. Indeed, that's why I said that I'm 80% a liar. Isn't that still 20%? What if you get lucky? No, it's not 20%, it should be 20% or 20% probability. As she said that, a smile appeared on Zhao Meng's face. She had already thought about it. If she met a liar this time, she would laugh at Li Xiaoping when she went back. You have to laugh at this girl for at least half a month. She dared to believe the posts posted by First Order warriors. These two people are really a perfect match, one dares to post, the other dares to believe, absolutely. We're here, where are the others? The two stopped and waited at the agreed place. In less than half a minute, a ball of thunder element floated in front of the two of them and asked. Is it big big big? Li Xiaoping's face turned dark instantly, and Zhao Meng tensed up his face and almost laughed. Finally, she couldn't hold it in any longer. Ha ha ha, what the hell name did you choose? Ha 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 ha. Li Xiaoping's social death moment. She didn't expect that the screen name she casually registered on the Wolf's Nest forum would actually make her die in front of her best friends. When I first came up with my online name, I was so impulsive that I couldn't change it. It's all Zhao Meng's fault. Li Xiaoping made fun of her for being young every day, so Li Xiaoping chose such a name out of anger. Ignoring Zhao Meng's devilish laughter, Li Xiaoping said bravely, it's me. Negotiate the price first, or appraise it first. After the thunder element, it was naturally Ye by himself. He didn't expect that the other party would actually walk in the secret trading realm with his true appearance. She's pretty good looking, a little inferior to Lu Sueki. Ah this. Li Xiaoping didn't expect that the other party would get into the topic so quickly. She didn't know how to speak for a while, so she had to turn to her friend for help. Zhao Meng had laughed enough and Li Xiaoping's expression became serious, and she slowly spoke. How about confirming your appraisal ability first, and then we can discuss the price. Before Ye Bai spoke, Zhao Meng added, I won't let your work go in vain. If the test is accurate, we are willing to pay the test fee of 10,000 gold coins. Ye Bai nodded, okay, how to test? Li Xiaoping leaned close to Zhao Meng's ear and whispered, Sister Zhao, I only have a total deposit of 150,000 gold coins. You can spend some money while you're at it. Don't worry, I know what's going on. I'll pay for these 10,000 gold coins. Zhao Meng said comprehensively. Li Xiaoping, this silly girl, is too simple-minded. She is either in the library or in the battle room on weekdays. He doesn't deal with people very much at all. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done such a weird thing as finding first-level soldiers to appraise equipment. Zhao Meng is different. She was born in the Zhao family and has been exposed to it since she was a child. She knows a little bit about business dealings. Sharp Eyes Zhao Meng understands better than anyone how popular similar identification talents are. If the other party could really identify the hidden entries, Zhao Meng would be willing to spend it to make this friend, let alone 10,000 gold coins, even 100,000. The test is simple. Zhao Meng took out 3 colored balls and introduced. This is the most commonly used appraisal ball. Their hidden entries are numbers. It won't cost much to use appraisal on them. Out of the 3 balls, you only need to identify the hidden entries of 2 balls, even if. Before Zhao Meng finished speaking, Ye Bai interrupted. 456. What? Li Xiaoping looked confused and didn't know what the other person was talking about. Zhao Meng froze on the spot, his mouth slightly opened in an O shape, unable to make a sound. Ye Bai had no choice but to repeat. I said, the hidden numbers of these 3 balls are 4, 5, 6. Hiss. Li Xiaoping hurriedly turned her head and looked at her best friend, trying to make sure the answer was correct. The moment Li Xiaoping saw Zhao Meng's expression, she knew that the other party was right. Could it be that, I'm really going to bump into you? Li Xiaoping was ecstatic, but she didn't have time to speak. Zhao Meng, who came back to his senses, said first. It's indeed 4, 5, 6. This is a 10,000 gold coin anonymous card. Keep it. With that said, she handed over a black card, and Ye Bai accepted it calmly. Zhao Meng forced out a slightly stiff smile and said in a questioning tone. Can I discuss it with my friend next to you? No problem, I still have 14 minutes. Ye Bai looked at the time and saw that class would start in 14 minutes. If he is absent from school continuously, a teacher will definitely talk to him after school, which will delay things. No problem, we'll be right back. Zhao Meng pulled Li Xiaoping aside. Even though he lowered his voice, he could not hide the excitement in his heart. Xiaoping, you are in luck this time. Ah! Lao Zhao, calm down, my equipment hasn't been appraised yet. What do you know? Do you know that just establishing a friendship with this master is worth thousands of dollars? Appraisal of equipment, is that a big deal? Zhao Meng took a few deep breaths to calm down and said as calmly as possible. We can't leave a bad impression on everyone. It's a steady flow of water, rather than a one-time deal. Understand? Li Xiaoping said a little aggrievedly, but I just want to identify the weapon. Zhao Meng said with hatred that iron cannot become steel. You, elm-headed man, give me the golden hoe and use it to plow the fields. What can a hoe do if it doesn't plow the ground? How dare you speak so harshly? Finally, Zhao Meng made the decision and said. I will be doing all the negotiations in a while. Let's figure out what this master needs. Be anxious for what others want, and ask for what others want. Do you understand? Li Xiaoping said timidly, if I understood, why would I take you with me? Come over. Zhao Meng pulled Li Xiaoping and returned to Ye Bai. Okay, master, let's talk about the appraisal price. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 34. Master, I forgot to introduce myself, my name is Zhao Meng, just call me Xiao Zhao. Zhao Meng has no scruples about his true identity being exposed. She was born in the Zhao family and was interested in doing business. Businessmen seek fame and fortune. Only with fame can they be profitable. It is very important for others to remember you. Zhao Meng. Ye Bai wrote down the name. In fact, relying on the eye of insight, Ye Bai could easily see the true identities of Zhao Meng and Li Xiaoping. Master, my friend wants to choose one of the two staffs. He can't make up his mind. I want to hear your opinion to make a decision. Zhao Meng briefly introduced. If you want to completely appraise two pieces of equipment, we may not be able to afford the appraisal fee. The appraisal fee for appraising two pieces of equipment is more than double that of appraising one piece of equipment. According to Zhao Meng's understanding, the S-level talent Sharp Eyes can only identify 3 pieces of equipment a day, and the success rate is not 100%. This is easy to discuss. This was Ye Bai's first time charging appraisal fees. He wanted to raise money to solve the restrictions of Forbidden Magic Pass, so he had to raise enough cash in a short time. What's more, Ye Bai is doing business without capital, and he doesn't have to spend a penny to help people take a look. If you complete the appraisal for Li Xiaoping first, it will be the first shot, and you will no longer have to worry about the source of customers. Thinking from this perspective, Ye Bai didn't want the lion to open his mouth and ruin the business in the end. After listening to Ye Bai's words, Zhao Meng thought for a moment and then cautiously proposed. Then, 150,000 gold coins, is that okay? This was the highest price Li Xiaoping could offer. Any more would require Zhao Meng to borrow Li Xiaoping. Li Xiaoping is soft on the outside and strong on the inside, so she definitely doesn't want to owe herself money. On the other hand, Zhao Meng feels that the price is indeed not high, or even a little too low. Unexpectedly, the other party agreed immediately. No problem. 150,000 gold coins, plus the 10,000 gold coins given by Zhao Meng before, and the 43,000 gold coins in Ye Bai's own hand. Ye Bai has a total of 200,000 gold coins, which is one step closer to 1 million gold coins. There are 800,000 gold coins left. If Ye Bai makes a few more orders, maybe he can get enough. Have you brought the equipment? Upon hearing Ye Bai's inquiry, Li Xiaoping quickly took out the two staffs and presented them in front of Ye Bai. With level 200 equipment, you are already a warrior. Ye Bai's tone was slightly surprised, as if he just knew about this. In fact, Li Xiaoping's information was clearly visible to him. Li Xiaoping, level 209, Archmage of Demonic Flame, 2nd level warrior with combat power. Zhao Meng, level 199, Dazzling Priest, 9th level warrior with combat power. Zhao Meng nodded and said with a hint of show-off. Yes, Xiaoping is the most powerful mage in our class. Old Zhao, you are talking nonsense again. Li Xiaoping quickly waved her hands in denial. No, master, many classmates are much better than me. This little girl doesn't seem to be very good at dealing with people. Ye Bai smiled and returned his attention to the equipment. I looked at it for 2 minutes. During this period, Li Xiaoping held her breath nervously, waiting for the final conclusion of the appraisal master. This is important information that she spent 3 years of her savings and a total of 150,000 gold coins in exchange for. This one has been advanced twice and can be advanced 3 more times. The hidden advanced entry requires 49 drops of the Phoenix's blood essence to be poured into it. The attributes after the advancement, forget it, I'll write here you go. As he spoke, paper and pen appeared in Ye Bai's hand, and he wrote down several lines of information. Li Xiaoping took the paper, her eyes lit up, and she couldn't help but breathe heavily. If the upgraded attributes are true, this staff is perfect for her. What a perfect match. I want this one. Li Xiaoping didn't even ask Ye Bai to write down the information about the second staff. If it were me, I would choose this way. Ye Bai nodded and agreed with Li Xiaoping's choice. The other staff can only be upgraded once, and its attributes after the upgrade are not as good as the previous one. Thank you so much. Li Xiaoping said that she was going to pay and give 150,000 gold coins to Ye Bai, etc. Almost at the same time, Ye Bai and Zhao Meng stopped her from doing this. Ah! We reached a deal under the witness of the secret realm elves. This is the rule of the secret realm. Zhao Meng opened his mouth to explain. Since the other party chose to do the transaction in the trading secret realm, they must have taken a fancy to this. That's right. With that said, Ye Bai summoned the secret spirit, looking very skilled. Of course, he was all pretending. Even the secret realm elf, Ye Bai, was only experiencing it for the second time. There was not much difference between him and Li Xiaoping, a novice. I see. After reaching the contract, 150,000 gold coins entered Ye Bai's hands, which also meant that the secret realm elves recognized Ye Bai's identification results. Now it's good, I can hopefully hunt down the general. Li Xiaoping held the staff and couldn't put it down, her eyes full of brilliance. The reason why she values this trip to the abyss so much is to hunt down warrior-level monsters. Otherwise, with Li Xiaoping's second-level combat power, there is no need to worry about the internship. The appraisal master, who had always been aloof, suddenly mentioned. Besides the identification, can you do me a small favor? Please say. Zhao Meng is very positive. It is no small matter for an appraisal master to ask for something from him. This mysterious appraisal master has proven his worth based on his ability. Help me deliver such items to the cemetery in the far northern snowfield, in front of the anonymous tombstone in the third row and fourth column after entering the park. As he said that, Ye Bai took out a 3-story-sized cow head from his backpack. It was cooked by electric grill and still smelled fragrant. This is no problem. Zhao Meng just felt strange that it was just a matter of sending something there. With the teleportation array and airplanes, it would only take dozens of minutes to go to the far north snowfield and back. Why doesn't Master personally come forward for such a trivial matter? No matter what, if you agree first, you won't go wrong. Li Xiaoping blinked and looked up at the cow head with a serious look. This is a warrior-level monster, absolutely. I can't mistake it. Little girl, you have good eyesight. Ye Bai pretended to be mature and praised. He is the general of the vanguard battalion of the Bloodstained Legion under the 6th demon god. Bloodstained Legion. The two women exclaimed at the same time, obviously they were no strangers to this name. The monster warrior of the Bloodstained Legion, whose strength far exceeds that of the same level, died like this. Zhao Meng was surprised and looked at Ye Bai with a slight change in his eyes. She had a new guess about Ye Bai's identity. This is an old senior. The reason why he registered as a first-level soldier is to hide his strength and not want to be in the limelight. There are indeed such existences among the human race. They only need to register first-level soldiers so that they can easily enter the abyssal plane. As for the true strength, he may be a war general, a war king, or even a god of war. In Zhao Meng's heart, Ye Bai was already a well-established and powerful man who had hidden his secrets, but because of lack of money, he had to take on some private work to make ends meet. It all makes sense. Li Xiaoping doesn't have as many thoughts as Zhao Meng. All her attention is on the bull's head in front of her. Reaching out to touch the burnt cowhide, Li Xiaoping said blankly. This injury was a fatal blow. The damage was controlled and the bull's head was deliberately preserved. Even Ye Bai had to sigh that Li Xiaoping was indeed a genius girl. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get into Tokyo University, let alone become a warrior in my junior year. This vision alone is far beyond that of his peers. After hearing Li Xiaoping's analysis, Zhao Meng became even more uneasy. She asked cautiously, Xiaoping, in your opinion, what is the strength of the person who took action? It's hard to say what the strength is. This blow can cause at least tens of millions of damage, right? Even if he's not the king of war, he's not far behind. Hiss. Zhao Meng took a breath and looked at Ye Bai. His eyes changed again. He was extremely shocked and at the same time indescribable awe. This turned out to be a hidden warrior king level powerhouse. A warrior at the king level, a master of appraisal, any identity is extremely noble. Zhao Meng's heart was almost crazy, and a thought was reverberating crazily. We must have a good relationship with him, absolutely. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 35. We must have a good relationship with this master. No matter what the cost. Zhao Meng was roaring in his heart, but on the outside he acted like a spring breeze and said softly. We will definitely deliver it to you, but I have a question I don't know if I should ask. But it doesn't matter. Since the other party was willing to do him this favor, Ye Bai didn't mind chatting more. Anyway, Ye Bai knew what he should say and what shouldn't be said. You only charge this small amount of money to help us identify equipment, and you also charge gold coins. Zhao Meng said carefully. What happened to you and you need money urgently? For high-level experts, gold coins are definitely not the top priority currency. For example, college students can use credits to redeem items within the school. Li Xiaoping's weapons are redeemable with credits. If equipment of the same grade is placed in the pavilion of all things, Li Xiaoping simply cannot afford the price. Credits are so precious that you can't buy them with gold coins. There are meritorious deeds in the Legion, points in colleges and universities, VIP points in Wanwu Pavilion, and even the Wolf Lair has its own redemption system. Gold coins are almost the worst choice. But why does this hidden powerhouse and appraisal master have to collect gold coins? Ye Bai smiled slightly and said slowly, it's not a big deal. I have a special item that needs to be lifted from bloodline restrictions. I thought it would be easier to trade it with gold coins, and my identity will not be exposed easily. The explanation given by the other party was very reasonable. Zhao Meng nodded. I see, it's Zhao Meng who said too much. She really wanted to say directly, I'll help you pay to relieve the oppression, even if it costs 1 million gold coins, as long as you explain the reason clearly when you return to the Zhao family, you will be reimbursed. But strong men have their own dignity. If Zhao Meng does this, it is tantamount to insulting the other party. Therefore, it cannot be done. If Ye Bai knew Zhao Meng's inner thoughts, he would probably shout directly, insult me a few more times, it doesn't matter. That's 1 million gold coins. Dignity, what is it? Can it be exchanged for money or used as food? Zhao Meng could tell that the money the other party had on hand might not be enough to lift the restriction. Even if the 160,000 just added was added, it would still be a bit far behind. Since he is eager to lift the restrictions, he must find a way to help. Zhao Meng knew very well that he must show enough value, otherwise he would miss out on this mysterious powerhouse. You only get one chance, you must seize it. Correct. Zhao Meng's eyes lit up and he said with excitement, I know a forging master. His talent is a bit special. The buffs added to the equipment are all time sensitive, including removing bloodline suppression. If you ask him to take action, the price will be much cheaper, but it can only relieve the bloodline suppression for a period of time. You see. Zhao Meng's proposal was like giving help in the nick of time to Ye Bai. He is worried about not having enough money. It is best to use Forbidden Demon Pass for this afternoon's operation, otherwise the risk will be much greater. Okay, we can meet and talk. This special prop is SS level. SS level special props. Zhao Meng's breath was suffocated again. The opponent's moves were all extraordinary, and their strength far exceeded Zhao Meng's image. After receiving Ye Bai's approval, Zhao Meng hurriedly contacted the forging master and negotiated the price and conditions. Her eyes sparkled with excitement, and waves of excitement kept washing over her heart. She seized this opportunity. Zhao Meng was very efficient. After contacting the forging master, he came back quickly. "Master, the other party is offering 200,000 gold coins, and it comes with an equipment appraisal. The special props can remove the bloodline suppression for 7 days. After 7 days, he will release the bloodline suppression again for free. 200,000 gold coins is equivalent to wiping out Ye Bai's entire family fortune. In exchange for the 14-day right to use the Forbidden Demon Pass. It seems that this transaction seems to be a bit of a loss. But for Ye Bai, it was equivalent to 200,000 yuan to buy insurance for his life. With the Forbidden Demon Pass, Ye Bai's probability of surviving in a battle is greatly improved, and most magic poses no threat to him. What's more, most of this money was earned by Ye Bai from appraising equipment. It is equivalent to Ye Bai himself not having to pay too much, and he easily got the 14 days of bloodline restrictions lifted. This deal is worth doing. No problem, as soon as possible, preferably within 8 minutes. Ye Bai looked at the time, there were still 8 minutes left before class. Clear. Zhao Meng contacted the other party in a hurry, drafted a transaction contract at the same time, and got everything done at an extremely fast speed, making sure to get it done within 8 minutes. The blacksmith master happened to be free and came to trade the secret realm. He helped Ye Bai lift the bloodline restrictions of Forbidden Demon Pass, and Ye Bai helped him identify the equipment. At the same time, both parties made a contract to keep all matters in this transaction confidential and not to disclose relevant information to outsiders. 7 minutes later, the contract was reached and the dust settled. I still have something to do, so I'll take the first step. With that said, Ye Bai logged off and left. The blacksmithing master looked at the detailed equipment information and sighed, this person's ability to identify is far superior to mine. You know, I am also a master of the blacksmithing department, but I can't successfully identify it. Xiao Meng, where did you find this master? Secret, Uncle Qian, don't ask about it. Zhao Meng showed a bright smile, took Li Xiaoping's arm and walked out. Xiaoping, you are my lucky star. My sister's prosperity and wealth for the rest of her life depends on you. Let's go to the far north snowfield first and help Senior deliver the cow head there. Finally caught up. Ye Bai hurried back to the classroom and came in just as the class bell rang. There was no danger. Dabai, did you eat something bad? Zhao Lin whispered, you were in the bathroom for 26 minutes and 17 seconds. You're still here to help me time it. Ye Bai was also speechless, what kind of person is this? By the way, I didn't have time to ask before, did you go to Fenglai Valley yesterday? Here we go, and then what happens? Nothing, I'm just asking, here are some good things for you. Zhao Lin secretly stuffed an item wrapped in oil paper over and said mysteriously. What is this? Ye Bai opened the oil paper, and a smell immediately hit his nostrils. Roast beef strips of the same size appeared in front of Ye Bai. Very mature beef, warrior level quality, guess who this unlucky guy is? There was no need to guess, Ye Bai already knew the answer. The Bull Demon Warlord. Dabai, if you eat this for the first time, you can increase your strength attributes. If you eat it regularly, it can also increase your physical fitness and restore blood. It's a good thing. Zhao Lin briefly talked about his experience last night and lamented the strength of the mysterious warrior, but it was a pity that he died in the hands of the boss. Ye Bai, am I a warrior? Was he killed by the boss? The boss was not killed by me, but by the eternal rules. Why is this so messy? In any case, no one found out that Ye Bai killed the boss, which was definitely a good thing for Ye Bai. As for the beef in his arms, Ye Bai couldn't stop eating it for a while. After putting away the beef, Ye Bai continued to plan his actions for the afternoon. With the Forbidden Demon Compass in hand, coupled with the large number of potions and scrolls he had purchased previously, Ye Bai's life-saving means were fully maxed out. I'll just go over and take a look. If there's really any danger, I can run away in time. Jingle bell. The school bell rang, and Yabai was the first to leave the classroom. He is not active after school and has ideological problems. Go into the woods, change clothes, put on the mask transformed from the lone wolf metal, and use the random teleportation scroll to leave. One set of operations, everything goes smoothly. Yabai's figure appeared in a suburban alley, looking at an abandoned factory beside the road. The location here is remote and rarely populated. It is indeed a good place to hide. Lian Zheng, the son of the leader of the fourth demon sect and a seriously injured second-level soldier, is hiding here. Very good, no guards, no special arrangements. Yabai looked around to make sure there was no danger around him. Get closer and decide your next move. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 36. This factory has been abandoned for some years. The iron gate is full of rust, the corners and roadsides are covered with weeds, and there are even hairs. Yabai hid 800 meters away from the factory and carefully observed the surrounding environment. There is no electronic monitoring system. There is no defensive formation, no trap. It seems that many people are looking for Lian Zheng, and he doesn't dare to act rashly. Yabai thought to himself. If the company is setting up formations around it, it is tantamount to telling the city defense department that there is something abnormal here, come and investigate. The fourth demon cult's main altar was destroyed, the leader was seriously injured, and the top management suffered heavy casualties. Both strength and morale fell to the bottom. Under this situation, the half-paralyzed Lian Zheng was like a frightened bird, a rat hiding in the sewer, not daring to reveal any clues. In fact, Lian Zheng made the right choice. This kind of abandoned factory in the suburbs is rarely visited, and it is not the focus of the search. If it weren't for Yabai, Lian Zheng might have been able to escape the disaster. Approach slowly, if anything unusual happens, run away immediately. Yabai took out two items, Forbidden Demon Compass and Hell's three-headed dog's skull. After the former's bloodline restriction was lifted, he could withstand massive amounts of magic damage, which was Yabai's greatest confidence for this trip. The latter can provide Yabai with 100 points of strength and constitution, and his health bar will skyrocket. These two special props were carried by Yabai to stimulate the effect. Prior to this, Yabai had already accumulated 30 layers of preparedness to ensure that his output capability was fully maximized. Later, Yabai took out nearly 10 scrolls and tore them open one by one. Lightness technique. Breathing condensation technique. Concentration improvement. Lights kept shining on Yabai's body, and buffs were added up layer by layer, and his condition gradually improved to its peak. This mage is obviously super powerful but overly cautious. Disguise. After using the last scroll, Yabai glanced at the time. 18:28:46. The longest of these buffs can last for 30 minutes, and the shortest of 15 minutes. No matter what happens after entering the factory, you must retreat after 15 minutes. Yabai knows very well that wealth must be found in danger, and wealth must also have a life flower. In 15 minutes, no matter whether the harvest is large or small, Yabai must retreat to ensure his own safety to the greatest extent. Walk. The countdown on the watch started to move. Yabai hunched over and passed by like the wind, leaving only after images in place. Wind walking slash. Yabai had previously deployed several dummies remotely, which were very hidden and designed to move at high speeds. When Yabai retreats, these dummies will also be his best retreat helpers. In less than 10 seconds, Yabai easily entered the abandoned factory, only 500 meters away from Lian Zheng in a straight line. This guy is on the third floor. In Ye Bai's field of vision, through the cement wall, he could clearly see the scene indoors. What is he doing? They were far apart before, so Ye Bai couldn't see more information. In an abandoned office on the third floor, the decoration is extremely luxurious. The entire office is surrounded by special materials, like a bank safe. In the middle of the office, there is a bed. A pale man was leaning forward, leaning on the mattress with his elbows, supporting his upper body to stand up slightly. Lian Zheng. Ye Bai's goal for this trip. At this time, there was a display screen placed in front of Lian Zheng. The screen showed a sinister and old face, which was somewhat similar to Lian Zheng, the leader of the fourth demon sect. The moment he saw the other party, Ye Bai's pupils shrank and his breathing suddenly stagnated. This was a god of war level warrior. Sure enough, Lian Zheng has clues to trace the leader. Ye Bai couldn't hear what the two said clearly, and their voices were blocked by special materials. Generating subtitles. The Eye of Insight once again brought surprise to Ye Bai. Listen, you really can't hear clearly. But he can see it. Lian Zheng, Dad, save me. Ye Bai. What a unique translation style. Obviously, what Lian Zheng said would be longer and more tactful. After being simplified by the Eye of Insight, the meaning was very clear. Lian Zheng wants to live. The subtitles continue to refresh. Leader, hold on, don't panic, I'll run away first. Lian Zheng, if you don't save me, I will report you. Leader, little bastard, if you dare to report me, I will kill you. A father is kind and his son is filial, a father is kind and his son is filial. Ye Bai couldn't help but sigh. No wonder this family has taken refuge in the devil. Morality is as worthless to them as used toilet paper. When they were running away, they were even more ugly, like drowning people, wanting to step on each other's shoulders and escape. 1.5 minutes have passed. Ye Bai was counting the time while watching the family drama of a loving father and a filial son. The exchange of insults between Lian Zheng and the leader did not last long. Finally, the leader made a compromise. Leader, how about I help you open the Abyss Plane teleportation array and send your soul to the Abyss Plane? When I get to the Abyss Plane, I will help you reshape your body. Lian Zheng fell into silence and did not reply immediately. Giving up his physical body will have a great impact on his future strength. However, he is now semi-paralyzed, and it will take a lot of resources to recover. Reshaping his body seems to be a feasible way. Leader, hurry up, the pursuers are about to find me. If it's too late, I won't be able to help you, and everyone will die. Finally, Lian Zheng made a decision, nodded, and agreed to the plan. However, he also has his own concerns. Lian Zheng, the teleportation array in the Abyss Plane takes a long time and is very noisy. What if it attracts strong men from the city defense department? Although Lian Zheng is a paralytic and only has the strength of a second-level warrior, he is very thoughtful and will not neglect his head or body when doing things. If the city defense department notices the movement here and interrupts the teleportation array, Lian Zheng will take the initiative to kill the opponent. Leader, it doesn't matter, the safe house you are in can not only withstand hundreds of billions of damage, but can also block the movement of the teleportation array and will not give the other party too much time to react. With the words of the leader, Lian Zheng felt more relieved. Lian Zheng, Dad, what are you waiting for? Let's do it. A minute ago, Lian Zheng was clamoring to report the other party, and when he fell out, he could call him Dad affectionately. This face is at least S-level. The leader didn't care about these details. He cast spells in the air, and the magic circles that had been arranged long ago were activated one by one, shining with evil light, trying to connect to the Abyss Plane. Ye Bai, who had been observing secretly, his expression changed at this moment. Do you want to withdraw? Ye Bai didn't expect that he would bump into Lian Zheng while running away. What a coincidence. Even if he reports Lian Zheng now, it is too late. Once the teleportation array is activated and Lian Zheng enters the abyss plane, he has no chance at all. Just as Ye Bai was hesitating, a line of notes appeared on the formation beside Lian Zheng. Abyss Sacrifice Array. After communicating with the abyss plane, sacrifice a large number of treasures and souls of blood relatives in exchange for the arrival of powerful monsters. Hiss. Ye Bai's body stiffened slightly, a chill rushed to the back of his head, and his face became more solemn. This is not a teleportation array, but the sacrifice formation. The leader has no intention of saving his son, he wants to sacrifice Lian Zheng. True father is kind and son is filial, and the family is harmonious. Ye Bai made a quick decision and ran out, rushing to the third floor in the blink of an eye. The sacrifice must be stopped. It doesn't matter whether Lian Zheng lives or lives, the sacrifice must be interrupted. Before rushing to the third floor, Ye Bai looked back and saw that Nanjiang City was slowly being enveloped by night. This is a suburb, sparsely populated, but there are still many people living in the suburbs, and it is only a few dozen kilometers away from the bustling city center. If a terrifying monster comes, the consequences will be disastrous. And the only one who can prevent this from happening is Ye Bai. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 37. Be quick. Ye Bai rushed up to the third floor, like an arrow, and rushed outside the office where Lian Zheng was. There is still 1 minute left before the sacrifice formation is activated. The entire office was built into a fortress, impregnable. Lian Zheng's father, the leader of the fourth demon sect, was obviously well prepared. His plan is not difficult to guess. He would open a passage to the abyss plane through sacrifices, send in terrifying monsters, and please the demon god he serves. At the same time, the chaos caused by the arrival of the monster allowed the leader to fish in troubled waters and take the opportunity to escape. Kill multiple birds with one stone. The only price he has to pay is his half-paralyzed good-for-nothing son. This was a trap that had been laid out a long time ago. It was only officially launched today when the leader of the demon cult was in trouble. Tiger poison doesn't eat its seeds, so the leader of the demon sect is no longer a human being, not even a beast. Ye Bai despised the leader of the demon cult and looked at the office in front of him. A layer of light blue defensive barrier blocked Ye Bai. Can withstand 120 billion damage. Ye Bai has 30 layers of preparedness, which is close to a multiplier of 1.1 billion. Ye Bai's current intelligence attribute is 285 points. Lightning arrows can cause, 50 add 1 asterisk intelligence, thunder damage, plus a 15% damage bonus from the power of nature. That is 386 points of lightning damage from a single lightning bolt. If you include the 1.1 billion times of superposition that is ready to go, the damage is as high as 400 billion. Ye Bai can easily break through this defensive barrier. Calm down, after breaking through this barrier, there will be other opponents behind. Even Lian Zheng himself has the combat power of a second-level soldier. Ye Bai knew very well that he was racing against time at this moment, and his life was hanging on by a thread. When he chooses to step up, there is no retreat. Since he can only rush forward, Ye Bai must survive. Using lightning bolt is a one-shot deal. All the layers of preparedness will be cleared. If there is another battle, I will be in danger. Instead of choosing lightning arrow, Ye Bai chose another skill, thunder blessing. Thunder blessing, LV1, releases thunder blessing to yourself or friendly units. Normal attacks will cause an additional 20 points of thunder damage, and magic attacks will cause an additional 25 points of thunder damage. The power of nature has a 15% bonus, and is ready to be superimposed 1.1 billion times, which means an additional 25.3 billion damage will be added to the basic attack. Magic attacks cause an additional 31.6 billion damage. Duration, 30 seconds. Solve all battles within 30 seconds. Pursing his lips, Ye Bai raised his staff and began to hide it. Thunder blessing. With the infinite power of thunder and lightning added to him, Ye Bai felt that every move he made possessed terrifying power that transcended ordinary things. He seemed to be able to easily destroy the world with every move he made. Without wasting a second, Ye Bai's staff hit the barrier. Minus 25.3 billion. Sledgehammer 80? No. 25.3 billion. The barrier shook violently, and small cracks appeared on it. As the barrier shook, Lian Zheng in the office obviously noticed something unusual outside. Damn it, are they from the city defense department? How could it be so fast? He looked at his father angrily and yelled, "Old guy, didn't you say you could cover up the noise? No hurries." On the screen, the leader of the demon cult had a face as deep as water and scolded. "I don't have any determination at all. The safe house here was built by myself. It can withstand more than 100 billion damage. Even if the King of War comes, it can still be stopped for more than 1 minute. By then, the formation will have been completed." The leader's words were like a reassurance, which made Lian Zheng feel at ease a lot. But the violent shaking did not end, and even got worse. Boom! Boom! Like a god beating a drum, countless spider cracks spread out on the barrier, like broken fine porcelain that broke at the touch of a touch. Can this really stop me for a minute?" Lian Zheng shouted in horror, waving his hands wildly in extreme panic. Boom! In the last blow, the barrier was completely shattered into powder. The barrier that could withstand hundreds of billions of damage was like paper and was shattered in less than 5 seconds. He rushed in. Lian Zheng roared like a trapped animal in a desperate situation with no hope of survival. In the smoke, a figure rushed out. Only one person. Lian Zheng raised his hands high and shouted with all his strength, "I surrender, don't kill me, I'm willing to say anything. He forced me to do it. I didn't want to betray the human race. It was that damn old guy who forced me to do it." It didn't take even 15 minutes for Lian Zheng to vote after meeting him. Ye Bai gave him a disgusted look, the disdain in his eyes was needless to say. A message popped up above Lian Zheng's head. Trivia: the leader of the fourth demon sect was once a meritorious war king of the human race, until his son seduced him into corruption. Father is kind, son is filial, these 4 words are vividly reflected in this family. The son cheated his father, and the father cheated his son, and turned against each other, which was extremely cruel. Ye Bai wasted no time and raised his staff. Lightning bolt. With the blessing of thunder and lightning, the lightning arrow flashed past with destructive power and hit Lian Zheng. Boom! The lightning arrows struck a blue ripple, cancelling each other out. "Hurry, save me." Lian Zheng struggled with his expression, knowing that his method of delaying time had failed. Everything he said before, whether he surrendered or cursed his father, was all to delay time so that he could be teleported away. But the other party didn't accept his tactics at all. Coming up is the killing move, killing with every move. If it weren't for the special props Lian Zheng carried with him to withstand a fatal attack, he would be a dead man now. Alright, hold on for another 45 seconds. On the TV screen, the figure of the demon cult leader flashed past, and a terrifying explosion sounded. Obviously, there was a fight there, and his situation was by no means good. Why hasn't the passage been opened yet? The opponent's next attack is already chanting. Lian Zheng simply didn't have the courage to fight Ye Bai head-on. Crush 100 billion level barrier, and shatter life-saving special props with a single lightning bolt. In Lian Zheng's heart, Ye Bai's strength is at least a battle king level. This kind of strong man is not something that Lian Zheng can handle at all, let alone a head-on confrontation. In fact, Ye Bai was only level 10, a first-level soldier. If Lian Zheng had been braver and rushed forward to fight Ye Bai, nothing would have changed. With the blessing of 1.1 billion times thunder and lightning, Ye Bai's output ability is comparable to the top War King. Even though it's only 30 seconds, it's enough. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Two consecutive lightning bolts once again shattered Lian Zheng's two life-saving props. For the first time, Lian Zheng's eyes truly showed despair. Lian Zheng roared desperately. I curse you, no matter your soul is in heaven or hell, I curse you, I am willing to pay the price with my own soul. Ye Bai didn't give him a chance to finish his words. Lightning Bolt. The fourth lightning bolt rushed out with destructive power and struck Lian Zheng hard, ending his sinful life. Boom. Lian Zheng was smashed into ashes, leaving only a vague charred human figure on the ground. As a sacrifice to the sacrifice formation, the chain reaction caused by Lian Zheng's death caused the formation to terminate directly, and the sacrifice was forced to be interrupted. The crisis is resolved. Ye Bai breathed a sigh of relief. On the other side of the big screen, a sigh sounded as if aware of the movement here. In any case, they are father and son after all. When a parent and son die, people will inevitably feel a little sad. Soon. A vicious and hoarse voice came from the screen. No matter who you are, if you kill my own son, I swear to kill you. Even if I fall into eternal purgatory, I will hold you back. Remember, this is the oath made by the god of war with his life as a bet. The hoarse voice said word by word. I swear. Kill you. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 38. I swear. Kill you. These four words are absolutely conclusive and there is no doubt about it. The strong murderous intent is almost overflowing across the screen, making children cry at night and hundreds of flowers suffocating. Zitsize. The TV screen suddenly flashed and turned into a black screen. Ye Bai held the screen's power cord in his hand and said disdainfully. I thought the god of war was so powerful, but you followed the network cable to hit me. After unplugging the demon sect leader's network cable, Ye Bai didn't have time to talk nonsense with him. Eye of Insight reminds Ye Bai that if you look at the other person for more than 10 seconds, you will be in danger. In fact, the god of war can really kill people from afar. Even the sacrificial array here is activated from the air. There's a lot of movement here. I'm afraid the city defense department has noticed it. Clean it up and evacuate immediately. Ye Bai looked around. As the safe house of the leader of the demon cult, the office originally contained many precious items in case of emergencies. Unfortunately, the previous battle was too fierce, and the aftermath destroyed most of the items, leaving only a few covered in dust and lying in the ruins. Ye Bai's figure passed by and dug out a few valuable things from the ruins. He didn't have time to see them clearly, so he kept them in his arms first. The wind is tight, pull. Before leaving, Ye Bai did not forget one most important thing. He took out the lone wolf badge, pressed it on the ashes of Lian Zheng's death, and printed out the appearance of a lone wolf badge. A wolf travels thousands of miles and leaves traces behind. Withdraw. Ye Bai jumped down from the broken window on the third floor and landed lightly on the cement floor, like a dragonfly touching water. Wind-walking slash. Ye Bai appeared behind the dummy at an extremely fast speed and put the puppet back into his backpack. It's not that Ye Bai is frugal, he just tries to erase the traces of his actions as much as possible to avoid being found out by others. The silhouette flickered, and Ye Bai became more and more skilled at wind-stepping slash, feeling hot in his hand. Brush brush brush. All the dummies and puppets have been recovered by Ye Bai, and most of the traces have been cleaned up. Ye Bai's figure disappeared on the night horizon of the city. 5 minutes after the battle occurred, 4 minutes after Ye Bai left. The sound of police sirens pierced the silent night sky, and dozens of vehicles rushed into the abandoned factory building at extremely fast speeds, surrounding an office building. Hundreds of elite soldiers jumped out of the vehicles and occupied various favorable terrains, aiming their guns and weapons at the office building. A man held a loudspeaker and shouted confidently, "People inside, listen, you have." "Shut up." A roar exploded in the sky, and the old man with green flames on his head walked through the air and stood above everyone. "Everyone, step back. There is an aura from the abyss here, and you soldiers cannot participate. It's the Qingyan War King. He's back from the abyss." Many people recognized the old man's identity. He was the long-famous War King of Nanjiang City, and the Optimus Prime of the Lu family, Lu Qingjian. Upon hearing Lu Qingjian's words, the people from the city defense department immediately retreated and organized the evacuation of surrounding residents at the same time. Lu Qingjian looked like he was facing a formidable enemy, his eyes were extremely solemn, and he roared in a low voice, "Combat soldiers and below, retreat 50 miles. Commander below, retreat 30 miles. Nanjiang City has entered a level 1 emergency state, and the aura of the abyssal plane teleportation array has been discovered." Messages were sent out from his hands and spread quickly. On the radar truck, the courier wearing a headset is working frantically. The King of Qingjian War has issued an order, and Nanjiang City has entered a level 1 emergency state. All cities within a radius of 3,000 miles of Nanjiang City have entered a level 2 emergency state. All War Kings report to the nearest teleportation array. Those who delay the opportunity to fight will be sent to the abyssal plane for 3 years according to law. Those who disobey the war order will be killed according to law. When he said the last sentence, the messenger's voice was trembling slightly. The level 1 emergency state means that there may be monsters from the abyss that have broken into Blue Star. Blue Star is facing a huge threat, and the human race may suffer huge losses of life and property at any time. In this case, any disobedience to the Planetary Defense Council will be regarded as rebellion. When the most powerful man established this iron law, the god of war refused to accept it and deliberately delayed it for a moment by relying on his superior power. As a result, he was directly removed from all positions by the most powerful man in public and sent to the death row camp in the abyss. Only under the iron law can we have peace. Blue Star is now a paradise, and people's peaceful lives are forged by countless blood and sweat. The order was executed quickly, as if it were engraved in people's bones, and no one dared to resist. In less than a minute, a piercing siren sounded over Nanjiang City. Several extremely arrogant auras that were not inferior to the Qingyan War King soared into the sky, occupying various strategic points, and were ready. At the same time, the two War Kings moved at high speed and approached the Qingyan War King. "Lao Lu, what's going on? There's such a big fuss." One of them had a face as cold as frost, his brows were furrowed into the character Chuan, and his eyes were extremely solemn. "Speak quickly, I need to report to my superiors." Lu Qingjian was the closest to this place when the incident occurred, and he was also the first to arrive here to take charge of the situation. Lu Qingjian didn't look relaxed, and said slowly, "There is the aura of the abyss sacrificial array here, look." As he spoke, Lu Qingjian swung a fire whip and whipped it into the air. It seemed to have hit something, and a plume of black smoke came out, which was extremely stench. "It really is." The two of them suddenly felt like they were facing a formidable enemy. The abyss sacrificial array opens the passage between the two worlds and summons the abyss monsters. Looking at this posture, the level of the sacrificial array is not low, and the monsters summoned are at least War King level monsters. Maybe even stronger. Thinking of this, the three of them felt a chill in their hearts. God of War monster. It has been nearly 50 years since I arrived at Blue Star. If a war god level monster really comes, the three War Kings in front of them will not be enough to fill the gap between the opponent's teeth. Anyway, we are the closest and must take the lead. Lu Qingjian said slowly, According to the emergency response manual, I have the highest rank and have on-site command authority. You two obey my arrangements. Before the two of them could refuse, Lu Qingjian continued. In a moment, I will enter the office building to check the situation of the Abyss sacrificial array and collect intelligence. If I encounter a monster, I will fight with the opponent and collect more information. Without my order, you cannot join the battle without permission. If I die in battle, Li Er will take over the on-site command and organize the evacuation. Do you understand? Lao Lu. No. The middle-aged man named Li Er had an angry look on his face and was obviously not satisfied with this arrangement. He is also the king of war, why should Lu Qingjian charge alone? In the office building, the weakest monster is also a king-level monster. If you catch them and fight them, you will have a narrow escape. Lu Qingjian's arrangements obviously put him in an extremely dangerous situation. If you have any comments, let's wait until we finish dealing with this emergency. Lu Qingjian ignored the other party's objections and took a deep breath. The green flames on his head solidified a little and swayed in the wind. If the opportunity is right, maybe this battle will be my chance to become the god of war. Oh, Qingjian god of war, I like this name. Having said that, he strode forward, his momentum reaching its peak, and the oppressed person couldn't breathe. With his supreme momentum, he broke into the office building. Where the monsters from the abyss have descended, monsters at the War King level and even the God of War level are hiding in secret. Plant, look directly at me. Lu Qingjian's roar came from the office building, with endless fighting intent. Come out and die. What's going on, making such a big fuss? Listening to the ubiquitous sirens, Ye Bai quickened his pace without looking at the formation behind him. After he killed Lianzhang, the Abyss sacrifice formation was broken, and the danger was removed. How come all the first-level emergency matters have been arranged? I won't miss anything, right? Ye Bai recalled everything and made sure he didn't miss anything. Under the influence of the Eye of Insight, it was impossible to hide anything from Ye Bai. As he walked quickly, he kept mumbling. It has nothing to do with me, nothing to do with me. I'm just a passing high school student, finishing my soy sauce and getting ready to go home. Yes, that's it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 39. Suburbs, Abandoned Factories. After the remaining aura of the Abyss sacrificial formation was discovered, Nanjiang City entered a first-level state of emergency. The three war kings rushed outside the abandoned factory. The most powerful Qingjian war king took the lead and broke into the office building. He was fierce and powerful, and with the power of thunder, he broke into the office building that still had the aura of the Abyss, and was not afraid of any powerful enemy. Qingjian War King entered the office building for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Time passed by, and no fight broke out in the office building. The War King who was waiting outside was a little impatient, but he remembered Qingjian War King's instructions before leaving and did not dare to rush in. Old Lu. Li Er shouted from the air, what's going on inside? Soon, a livid-faced Lu Qingjian walked out of the office building, his eyes extremely cold. You guys come in with me. Others, stay where you are. The two war kings had countless doubts in their hearts, so they could only follow Lu Qingjian first. Old Lu, please say something. Li Er urged, what happened? See for yourselves. Lu Qingjian took the two of them outside an office, and a messy scene appeared in front of the two war kings. This is. The King of War's vision is far beyond the reach of other people. After just a few glances, he immediately restored the scene of the battle to a complete and 7,788 degree. Thunder elemental damage, War King level output ability. Looking at the traces of the battle here, it seems that the barrier was broken first and then the people were hacked to death. Lao Lu, is there any news about the identity of the deceased? Li Er raised his head and asked, this kind of abyss sacrificial array, the souls of blood relatives are the most important sacrifices, it is definitely the work of high-level personnel of the demon cult. Identification has been established. When Lu Qingjian said this, his face was particularly solemn. He should be the son of the leader of the fourth demon section. His real name is Lian Zheng, and his father is. Lu Qingjian didn't say anything else. The name of the god of war is taboo. Even the god of war who defected from the human race and took refuge with the demon god cannot directly call him by his first name. Lian Zheng. Then his father, isn't he, the leader of the fourth demon sect? Li Er's face was full of shock. That being was expected to become the god of war, and he had made countless achievements. After a certain war, he had been living in seclusion and not paying attention to worldly affairs. Unexpectedly, he had already betrayed the human race. Higher level matters have nothing to do with us for the time being, and we have no ability to worry about them. Lu Qingjian brought the topic back, pointed at the ashes on the ground and said, Lian Zheng was struck to death by a thunder spell, and the person who did it was at least a warrior at the king level. Yes, I have checked the barrier formation here. Judging from the materials, it should be able to withstand hundreds of billions of damage. In one sentence, the three of them fell into silence at the same time. Li Er turned to look at Lu Qingjian, and asked with a hint of bitterness, Old Lu, how long will it take for you to deal 100 billion level damage? Peak state, 5 seconds, normal, 10 to 20 seconds. If a war king takes action at his peak, the city defense department's monitoring array will have received the signal long ago. Li Er said slowly, in other words, the opponent still has the output ability of a peak battle king while hiding his strength. As much as I don't want to admit it, it is true. Lu Qingjian had already made a psychological judgment. When he first discovered the traces of battle here, he was shocked for a long time. Nanjiang City, when did such a powerful existence exist? The peak war king's output ability tracked Lian Zheng's hiding place in advance and interrupted the process of the abyss sacrifice array. Li Er let out a long breath and relaxed. Anyway, he saved Nanjiang City. If the abyss sacrifice array is successfully activated, a battle king level monster will be transmitted. Lu Qingjian, Li Er, and others are bound to have a big battle. The King of War's full attack cannot control the scale at all, and most of Nanjiang City is destined to be destroyed. I'm afraid this matter is not as simple as we thought. Lu Qingjian rummaged through the ashes for a moment, pointed to a small mark and said, Look. This is the mark of the lone wolf. It was a lone wolf who did it. What is he going to do? Don't argue, let me think. The sign of the lone wolf appeared on the scene, which made the nerves of several people who had just relaxed become tense again. The whole thing seems to be more complicated. Is there a possibility? Lu Qingjian said slowly, the people in Lone Wolf have tracked down Lian Zheng and want to use Lian Zheng to fish and lure out the leader of the fourth demon sect. During this process, I encountered the opening of the abyss sacrifice formation, and was forced to take action, killing Lian Zheng and interrupting the abyss sacrifice formation. In order to hide my identity, I quickly left the scene after taking action. Lu Qingjian's analysis was sound and well-founded, and the two war kings kept nodding. Dare to fish for a war god level warrior? This mysterious warrior may be stronger than we thought. Anyway, let's summarize the information here and report it to the superiors. With that said, Li Er took out a tablet and was about to make some move. The shadows of the three war kings suddenly distorted. Careful! In the shadow, a black mist slowly rose. One of our own, don't do anything. Lu Qingjian stopped Li Er and the two of them, looking confused. I wonder which master of shadow it is. Shadow. The person who came turned out to be a big shot in shadow. According to legend, the dragon has always seen the head but not the tail, and only protects the lone wolf's shadow. From the depths of the black mist, a hoarse voice came. I'm Yingju, Xiaoliu, I haven't seen you for 30 years, and you are almost becoming the god of war. He seemed to know Lu Qingjian, and there was a hint of admiration in his words. Lu Qingjian explained to his two companions in a low voice, I was a lone wolf for a while, and at that time I was the disciple of the Shadow 9 god of war who protected me. Shadow 9 god of war. Li Er's face was full of shock. The black mist in front of him turned out to be the god of war. Lu Qingjian's attitude was extremely respectful, not a bit unruly, and he asked. Master Yingju, what exactly happened here? It's nothing, it's just a young man who acted bravely and stepped forward. Young people? These three words made the three war kings freeze on the spot. They had previously speculated that it might be the work of a hidden master at the level of a war king. A young man appeared out of nowhere? At such a young age, he already possesses the power of a war king. There is only one person in the world who can do this. A name emerged in the hearts of the war kings at the same time, Shura. Li Er was frightened by his guess. This matter was actually related to Shura. The most powerful seed of the human race, the hope of the fourth most powerful person. According to previous orders, all information about Shura should be kept SSS level confidential. Why did Yingju say it so casually? Li Er asked cautiously. Master Yingju, is it really okay to tell us such a thing? Of course it's not good. The black mist rolled and he let out a hoarse laugh, so I'm here to finish it off. Young people are too careless in doing things, and they have to trouble me, an old man, to clean up the mess. After saying that, the black mist spread suddenly and enveloped the entire office building, and the three war kings were also swept away by the black mist. After a while, the black fog receded. The three war kings walked out of the office building with normal expressions. The leader Qingjian War King said loudly. This level 1 emergency drill ends here. Afterwards, the superior department will rate the performance of each unit. Disband. After saying that, the three war kings turned into streams of light and disappeared into the sky. In their minds, the exercise was a success. As for things other than the exercises, they are buried deep in their memories. Maybe one day after they become gods of war, they will have the opportunity to restart this dusty memory. Before that, all the memories about today were just a drill. Under the night, a black mist floated slowly into the distance. The sirens have stopped. Yabai stopped and looked at the big screen beside the street, which scrolled with the latest news. It's actually an exercise. A false alarm. Yabai took another step, preparing to go home and take stock of the gains from killing Lian Zheng this time. Before entering the community, Yabai was stopped by someone. Excuse me, is this classmate Yabai? A mature woman with low-key clothing and extraordinary taste asked softly with a smile in her eyes. Yes, you are. I am Sweki's mother, Lu Sweki, your classmate. The woman introduced herself. Can we chat for a while? Not convenient. After saying that, Yabai walked around the woman and continued walking into the community. Woman. She was just being polite, but this guy actually said it was inconvenient. Today, there is no way to talk. Why did my daughter fall in love with such an unconventional person? Online games, only I can see hidden information. Author, Minjai Old Thief. Chapter 40. Classmate Yabai. The woman gritted her teeth and chased after her in small steps. It won't take you long, it's just a matter of a few words. Yabai stopped and looked at the other person with a frown. What did Lu Sweki's mother want with her, to recruit a son-in-law? Auntie, I think you may have misunderstood. We are senior students in high school. I think we should focus on studying. I have no idea of falling in love yet. Ye Bai said seriously. This time, the woman was embarrassed. Before he said anything, Ye Bai came up with a combination of punches, mainly attacking the enemy, attacking and defending in different ways. I didn't tell you to fall in love with Xueqi either. In a moment of confusion, Ye Bai walked another 3 to 5 meters. The woman took a breath, caught up again, and said quickly. Ye Bai, let me tell you something. Xueqi has an F-level talent, and she has chosen the profession of summoner from another world. She may not even be able to become a soldier in the future. She makes her own decisions regarding Xueqi's affairs. Since she has a good impression of you, I won't say anything more. I just hope that you can be better than Xueqi. At least, your life will be easier in the future. The woman considered her words, feeling extremely embarrassed for a moment. Xueqi has an F-level talent, and the Ye Bai in front of her has a C-level talent. They are like a broom and a dustpan, both at the bottom of the talent chain. I think you must have misunderstood something, Auntie. Ye Bai patiently said for the last time. Lu Xueqi and I have a very pure classmate relationship. She doesn't know how to solve some questions but will ask me for advice, that's all. A smile appeared on the woman's face, obviously she didn't believe Ye Bai's statement. A pure classmate relationship? Lu Xueqi would give such a precious map to an ordinary classmate? Okay, it's okay to deceive others with these nonsense, but don't fool Auntie. The woman continued. I just want to tell you that no matter who Xueqi chooses, Auntie will support it. But after all, I am not the only one who has the final say in the Lu family. If you want to be with Xueqi, there will definitely be objections from other elders. Ye Bai couldn't wait to roll his eyes. What the hell kind of script is this? The crooked-mouthed Dragon King, the son-in-law of the god of war? Sorry to bother you, farewell. The woman was afraid that Ye Bai would run away again, so she quickly finished her last words. In the next 2 days, Nanjiang No. 3 Middle School will have an on-campus selection. Those with excellent grades will have the opportunity to qualify for summer camps at top universities, and even be admitted in advance. Ye Bai, if you want to be with Xueqi. Ye Bai interrupted. Auntie, say it again, I don't want to, I just want to study now. The woman changed her words and said, okay, if you want to study hard, you must seize this opportunity. If you can enter the top 20 in the school selection, my Lu family. The woman didn't say the rest of it, she understood everything. With the Lu family's energy in Nanjiang City, as long as Ye Bai enters the top 20, he can be pushed to the summer camp of a top university. Further, early admission is not impossible. The premise is, Ye Bai wants to live up to his expectations. The woman came here this time just to tell Ye Bai about this. After saying that, she nodded to Ye Bai, turned around and left. Oh, I always feel like she has a big misunderstanding. Ye Bai was speechless and could only walk home quickly. After Lu Xueqi's talent awakened for the second time, she chose to hide her S-level talent. Lu Xueqi's mother is also an interesting person. It can be seen that she cares about Lu Xueqi very much. After she left the community, a completely black luxury car stopped on the side of the road, and the door opened automatically. Hey, hubby, aren't you going to respond to a first-level emergency? The woman got into the car and found that her husband was also in the car. It's a drill, it's over, but I feel a little strange. Sitting in the back row was a middle-aged man with slightly white temples, a cold face, and sharp edges, as if he was chopping with a knife or an axe. If you don't talk about this, have you seen Ye Bai? I saw him. He is more handsome than he looks in the photos. No wonder Xueqi likes him. You haven't even written your horoscopes yet. I see you've even thought of names for your children. Don't talk nonsense. The woman scolded, her eyes fluttered, and she suddenly became charming. Lu Sueki was a beautiful woman, and she obviously inherited a lot of her mother's beauty. My poor daughter. Didn't our dad come back from the abyss? Please go and ask dad to see if there is another way for Xueqi. After the woman's request came out, the middle-aged man's brows arched slightly. Dad values this granddaughter more than anyone else. Even if I don't need to beg him, he will be worried. It is said that after news about Xueqi's F-level talent spread, Dad gave up the chance to become the god of war and rushed back from the abyss overnight. If we hadn't encountered a level 1 emergency drill, we would have been home long ago. By now, I've probably met Xueqi. As he said that, the middle-aged man looked out the car window, feeling increasingly sad. With an F-level talent, Lu Sueki's transfer to another world summoner is equivalent to blocking all her paths. If you want to reverse Lu Sueki's life, unless the god of war or even the most powerful one takes action, you can only hope for the second awakening of your talent. How difficult it is to awaken your talent for the second time. Thousands of words, finally turned into a sigh. Xueqi's path must be walked by herself after all. Xueqi, tell Grandpa again, what's going on? An old man in Chinese tunic suit stood in front of the window, his face full of disbelief. He is none other than the Qingyan War King, who just came back from the abandoned factory. After learning that his granddaughter had awakened the F-level talent, he immediately ended his exploration of the abyss without stopping for a moment. As a result, I just got home and saw my granddaughter. The other party actually told me in private that the talent had awakened for the second time and had become an S-level talent. Shocked Qingyan War King for 10,000 years. Lu Sueki had no choice but to be patient and recount everything that had happened in the past few days. In other words, your second awakening was all thanks to Ye Bai. Qingyan War King touched his beard and analyzed calmly. Not necessarily, I'm not sure either. Nothing is certain, it must be Ye Bai. Qingyan War King's eyes were so vicious that he recognized this point. You did a good job. You concealed your secret and saved Ye Bai a lot of trouble. It is good for both of you. Having said that, Qingyan War King paced back and forth in the room several times, gradually having an idea in his mind. Xueqi, listen to Grandpa, you must pass the combat soldier test as soon as possible and choose the lone wolf camp. Then what? Lu Sueki blinked her big and lively eyes, waiting for the next words. When you become a lone wolf, there will be, you will be much safer. Even if Grandpa is not around, there will be someone to protect you. Regarding the matter of shadow, Qingyan War King did not say more. This is not what Lu Sueki needs to know at this stage. As for your classmate, I will arrange for someone to make contact with him. We cannot forget this kindness. After saying that, Qingyan War King walked out. You have a good rest and prepare for the Eternal Tower tonight. The first level will be explored more intensively before you attack upwards. After walking out of the villa, Lu Qingyan strolled in the garden. A stooped butler quietly came behind him and said respectfully, Master, and the others have gone to see Ye Bai. What do you think? He's an interesting guy. The housekeeper hesitated for a moment and then added, do you need me to send someone to find out more about it? The affairs of the Lu family were handled by this old housekeeper when King Qingyan was away. He has followed Lu Qingyan for many years and has become a brother-in-law, treating him like a family member. Need not. Lu Qingyan refused. The housekeeper looked slightly surprised, not arranging anyone? So what are you going to do? I'll go there myself. Lu Qingyan said casually, this kid is very kind to Xueqi. I have been in a bad state recently. I am unable to return to the abyss and am not suitable for exploring the Eternal Tower. It's just time to have some free time and see what the new generation of young people are like. Standing in front of a willow tree, Lu Qingyan stood upright, with a tall and straight posture, as if a sword was unsheathed. Ye Bai. Don't let me down. Ah sneeze. Yabai rubbed his nose. Why do so many people miss me recently? Back home, he finally relaxed. This trip was a near miss. Sitting on the sofa, Yabai breathed a sigh of relief. Yabai took out several items from his backpack and placed them on the table. He looked at them one by one and began to take stock of the gains from this trip.